Hey guys, welcome to On Feminism, the pre-show. We are back and better than ever in season 3, and we're here with special guest Maryam Pugh, who is the CEO of social justice apparel brand Philadelphia Printworks. Hey Maryam, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. I'm loving your curls. They look really nice. Loving the painting behind. So one of the many perks of this podcast, I like to think the first perk is, women friends. And the second perk is that we have some really great cannabis and CBD brands that have been sponsoring this season and have been, with us since the beginning, some of them. And we love to be able to do a nice little review of some of their products and chat about what they're doing in their companies as well. And so that's what the pre-show is for. So I know you have some products that we sent your way. The first, which I'm like so excited about, is the vagina pipe from Empire Glassworks. For me, it's just, I love that it's just so descriptive, I guess, visually descriptive, my little cousin was here the other day and I was showing them and he was like, oh my God, so I love the shock factor of it. And I just, again, I've been working with Empire for a while and I just love their actual designs themselves. How do you feel about how, pretty accurate I feel like this is?
Yeah, I would say like you said, descriptive is a really good word. I feel like the glass work is just top tier.
Yeah.
Like the detail on it with all the wrinkles or things like that. It's just really, really well done. Interested to know what other types of pipes that they make. And you said the shock value, I think that I can agree to that. People that I showed it to were definitely like, wow. But then yeah, that makes that makes sense. So I get it. And I just wonder if they have other shades as well.
I know, right? That's a great question. My first thought when I saw this online was, I don't know if you remember, a couple years ago, it was a huge trend for those vagina cupcakes.
Oh, no.
And yeah, it was the tops of the cupcakes were made into all different kind of vaginas. It was trending online and people were like, oh my God, can you believe this? It's so crazy. And it started this whole conversation about, how all vaginas and vulvas are different than the others. And especially, like you said, color palettes, we got the colorful emojis, let's get some colorful vaginas. I feel like it was such a missed opportunity though. And sorry, Phil and Izzy, but this should have been where the weed goes. That's where it should have been. But it's on the other side, which also works, too. But, I want to be out in public like this.
Right.
Not like this. So I definitely would have put it in there, but I do really like it. They're super nice. Empire's been around for a while. I think they're celebrating 10 years this year, actually. Yeah, which is really great. And one of the things that I love, which kind of ties into your social justice, brand apparel too, is conscious branding and messaging. And one of the things that they do is they have the vaginas, but they I don't know if you checked out their site, but they have everything on there. There is every, theme, there is every shape, sizes, there's cartoon characters. I saw a Pickle Rick pipe in there. They have boobs, which I really like too. And then they also have really personalized pipes that, because they give back to a lot of different ocean conservation causes and breast cancer awareness. So when you buy one, a percentage of those proceeds go to those organizations. And my favorite one that I have from them is a polar bear Antarctic kind of theme. So it has little tiny polar bears and penguins all over and what looks like dripping ice basically. And the craftsmanship, I always would hear that word growing up and I'd be like, okay, I kind of get it. But now that I'm really into pipes, I'm the craftsmanship is really what makes pipes so exciting. and personalized, I feel like, to each of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's clearly good. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Are you like a pipe person? Do you like pipes? Like,
I am not a pipe person. I typically am more of an edible type person. You know, I like to consume, you know, so either like tea or like a tincture or gummies, you know, or candy. Yeah, I'm typically a consumable person.
but this will be more like art for your house.
Yeah.
Or like your friends can smoke from it.
Yeah. And I was saying, it also like, for as delicate as it is, it's still very sturdy. You know, like I'm not concerned about it breaking. And then when it was shipped to me, I wasn't worried about like it arrived to me in perfect condition. So I think like those, when I'm purchasing things, those are the things I consider. You know, like, is this something that's gonna break in the way of the mail? You know, no, I think it's really well built.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. We're working with them right now on personalized pipes for High on Feminism. So like this portion of it will be like labeled basically, because they do like wholesale as well. So people, and you can customize as you go. And, you know, they don't just have pipes, they have bongs and, you know, grinders and like little rolling trays and all of that stuff. So you can personalize everything, which I think is also always like a cool thing to do. I have a lot of my clients that I'm like, hey, maybe we should do a personalized pipe as merch, you know, like something that like looks like you maybe, or something that aligns with, you know, whatever your area or industry of expertise is. Because yeah, I think like even if you don't smoke, it's just a fun little piece of art to have around the house.
Definitely art.
One of my new favorite pipes. Well, I know you said that you are more of like an edible person. So we have obviously Potly, which is cannabis infused sriracha. And you tested this out. How is this?
I did. I am a huge fan. Like I would call myself a very light consumer of like weed, THC, CBD products, really CBD mostly. And so for all of these things, I had a little bit of trepidation. I was like, oh, I'm so scared, I'm gonna be all anxious and stuff, you know. But I got the Potly in the mail, and the whole like presentation of the gift package was beautiful. Thank you so much for sending me all of this stuff. The care package was gorgeous. I just had to like take pictures of it and share it with people to let them see what you had sent me. And the Potly, I mean, obviously the pipe was like definitely eye-catching, but then the second thing that I went toward was the Potly, and just like the concept of sriracha, like infused THC infused sriracha was very interesting and intriguing to me. And then I just tried a little bit at first because I didn't want to like, I'm always fearful of like over consuming with edibles because you're not really sure. It's like difficult to gauge how much you could be consuming. So I just did a couple of drops. I don't even remember what I was eating at the time, but I've like continued to use this on like everything that I can add sriracha to. And it was just really mellow and really, really good vibes. So I really enjoyed that one. I immediately went to the website and like tried to order more. I think it was sold out.
Oh, wow. Well, that's good.
And then I think you can only get it like if you're in Cali or something. Like you can't get mailed to you. Like you have to like go and pick it up unless you're in the state. So I'm already like, the next time I go to Cali, like it's on my bucket list. So things to pick up when I'm there. Like it's really, really great.
Yeah, definitely. We will have discount codes as well, so everyone can get some discounts for it. Yeah, so I am a baby and I like can't do spice. So I can't say that I've tried this, but I have had friends, like I can't even do black pepper sometimes. So I'm like, I respect what they're doing. I love this. My boyfriend enjoys this. Some of the girls that work for me enjoy it. What I do really like of theirs, which we had on, I think last season, is they also have honey that they, and it's also THC infused with a little bit of CBD, so you can kind of mix it in your teas and stuff like that. And I will say I really liked that. It was a nice calming, like I didn't feel like overly high or like you said, like cannabis like treats, those things are so hard to gauge, like how strong they're going to be, what the effect's going to have on you. So going like nice and slow and, you know, waiting a little bit, see what the vibes are, and then continuing is perfect. And the honey, oh, I made like a cheese board one day with the honey on it, and it was just so delicious. I'm also hungry right now, so I'm making my.
I know. All this food talk. I'm like, I'm about to go make something with that sriracha right now.
Yeah, I have some extra ones too that I can send your way as well. So I have additional packets because again, I won't use it.
Love that. Thank you.
But I love it. Like Potly is a women-owned company. Felicity Chen, she founded it in 2018, and she is a third-generation Asian American sauce and spice maker. And one of the things I love about like cannabis brands is like the indigenous like backgrounds to a lot of them. So when I see brands that are run by indigenous women, whether it is Asian American or Native American or Afghanistan, wherever it is, it's great to see them like, it's a plant, so it's been a part of their lives and their communities for such a long time, and now they get to have fun with it and make additional products and, you know, further help people like use it. So I love that about it. I think it's so great, and we're always, you know, supporting as many minority-owned businesses as possible. So that's also a plus for us.
And the quality was so good. The website was very easy to navigate. The branding is like chef's kiss, like all very.
Yeah, because I mean, this reminds me of like, you know, the Beyonce like hot sauce in my bag thing. Like, you know, like you could just throw this into your bag, or like this is for more like home use, you know, and this is like a pipette version, which you can like drop in as well. So yeah, again, like I think they did such a great job with like the branding and, you know, just of course women make everything look beautiful. So that's my favorite part. I know that you said again, like edibles, but we also have some really great rolling papers that we got from Ash Smoke Official. They gave us some medium ones as well as the king size. I am like a king size girl, and I really have been trying to use the medium ones to not smoke as much. But I just find myself being like, oh, it's done, it's over. I think these are good for people who, you know, want like just a little something, you know, they don't want to get super baked or can't handle the super baked, but these are like a really great size. And of course they have, you know, all of their pre-tips in there as well that are perforated. And I love these. Do you roll it all?
Yeah, I do not roll. I've tried a long time ago, and I think I was competent, you know, but not like to the point where I refined the skill or anything. Yeah.
It took me a while. I rolled first, like I actually started rolling with the smaller ones, and then, you know, passing it around with your friends, they also burn down a lot faster. And of course, none of my girlfriends want to learn how to roll. They want me. They're like, can you learn how to roll the big ones? And I was like, okay. And it's stressful, like, especially when people are watching me do it. I'm like, don't judge me on the way that like it smokes. That's all you need to know. Doesn't matter how beautiful it is, it smokes.
This was volunteering, so you know,
yeah,
do what you had to do. You stepped up.
Exactly. I tried, you know, I definitely tried. I heard someone the other day say that this had like the papers had kind of like a nutty taste to them. And I rolled one this morning because I was very curious about that. And I think it maybe is like the organic papers, because the tips are also like a different type of quality from like the king size. So I think that's where it comes from. But it is sort of this little like almost like oaky nut sort of like aftertaste that you get when you're smoking it. It's kind of nice.
Did you find that starting with the smaller papers, like learning on smaller papers, was harder than if you would have started with bigger, or no?
I thought it was definitely easier because I think the longer it gets, you know, there's more weed that you have to keep in there. And even just like the, rolling process, it's like it's falling out on all these places. So with the smaller ones, like holding it, is basically my finger can completely secure like the actual paper itself. Mm-hmm. So start with the small if you do, and work your way up.
Yeah, well, I don't think I did papers way back when I, tried a few times, maybe a handful of times. Like that was in college, and we were definitely using like Dutches and backwoods and stuff, and like veins and all. And like you said, if it got done, it got done.
Yeah, however, maybe it's a little crooked and like bent over.
I was always like very impressed by people who could do it and do it well,
Yeah. Or then you have some of the people too that just like so much saliva is used. Like, especially with blunts, I'm like, I can't roll them unless I know the person that rolled it, because I have watched people roll blunts before and it's just so much saliva.
Very good point.
Like it's kind of gross unless you're smoking and rolling it for yourself. Like that's how COVID happened. No, I'm just kidding. But these are pretty new, I would say. 2019 feels like so far away, but also last year at the same time. But the company was founded in 2019. They're designed here in New York, where I'm based, but a lot of the ingredients are sourced from France.
Oh, wow.
So, which I think was kind of interesting, because when we think of cannabis, and especially countries that are having those conversations, I don't know if I would think that France was, helping to source cannabis products.
Yeah,
you never really hear about it. So it's nice to kind of see that more and more countries and places are, a part of the process of creating some of these things. I think it gives it a little bit more diversity as far as like opening up the conversations and making people more comfortable, really, with just what those products are, what they can do for you, how to use them. And I'm sure too, like these can also be rolled for cigarettes or whatever else people want to, but I use them for weed.
Yeah, I did go to the website for this company and check it out. It was very clean. And I think the social media as well. It seemed like they also sell other things too that are like non-cannabis related. Is that true?
Yeah, I think they have a variety of different products that they like go through. I haven't fully looked at all of their, ingredients or not their ingredients, all of their products yet, but I do know they do a little bit of both. Which I think is smart too. I mean, starting off, like for us, when we think about, merchandise, I think we think rolling papers too, because it's like easy. You probably don't have to go through all the same like legal loopholes as actual, like product. But yeah, I think kind of having a mixture of both, like again, so clean cut. Like I love the colors. I love the kind of like the grayish brown and the black and how they just fit together nicely. And packaging, I never really thought about it until I started doing this podcast. And now I think about packaging all the time. And when I get stuff from these brands, I'm like, wow, that's really cool packaging. Like, good for them.
It's a whole experience, the whole unboxing.
It is. I'm happy that you enjoyed my setup, because I spent about like 2 hours getting everyone's together. And I was like, okay, like, Ashley, how are we going to box these? And like, what are we putting inside them? And so her and I kind of came up with like this sort of psychedelic-y, wanting to still stick to like feminine colors and stuff. And I was excited about it. I like love all the, little confetti things. Made a mess of my apartment, and I apologize for yours as well. But yeah, I'm happy that, you really enjoyed it, because that's what I'm thinking about too, is like these brands are thinking about their packaging when they send it to us. And I want our packaging to our guests also be very cool and, sleek and the aesthetic we're looking for. So I'm happy to know that you felt that way.
Yeah, and I definitely felt the intention. Like when I opened it, I could tell someone had taken care, to like send this to me, and like was very just thoughtful in how it was curated, and it made me feel very special. So thank you.
Oh, good. Yeah, I took a bunch of different photos of things in different like places to decide which placement I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really I was worried about the pipes because I didn't want to have them wrapped in the bubble wrap, I was like, that's going to ruin the vibe. But I'm hopefully, they'll all make it there in one piece and you'll really get the unboxing moment. The last product that we have that I also know that you taste tested out is our Brown Box CBD pre-roll. I think you got the Mango Kush, right? How was that for you?
It was really good. I, again, was very nervous about this and anxious, mostly because, I don't know, there's something to the, I guess smoking it versus the edible, which is what I typically do. And I'm just trying to still decolonize my mind in a lot of ways around, smoking weed or THC or CBD. So once I finally did take a plunge, I was like, fine, I'm doing it, and I tried it and I was waiting for that moment where I felt overwhelmed and anxious and and I started to recede into myself, because I'm very introverted, and that's what happens when I smoke something that I haven't really fully vetted out the strain or something like that, or bad experiences I've had in the past, but in this case, I had a very good experience and that moment never came. And when I realized it wasn't going to come, I felt a sense of relief and I was and it was just mellow and I could really enjoy the rest of the experience. So that was a very vivid, recap of my experience with it. But since then I only take maybe 1 or 2 puffs at a time because again I'm trying to baby step inch my way into it just to make sure that I'm not overwhelming myself. And every experience I've had with it so far has been really, really great and very mellow and just kind of just enhanced whatever mood I was already in.
Yeah, I love that. That's great to know. Yeah, they work with this other brand that we know, Buy Weed from Women. And so I saw them at an event of theirs and they do edibles as well. So they were actually selling little edible treats. They're located in Orange, New Jersey, which isn't too far from Philly, right? Yeah, relative 2 hours, maybe a little more than that. It's Black woman owned, so we love that. And yeah, they do topicals, tinctures, edibles, and they sell flour. And they have a new location in Orange, New Jersey that they've opened up, and they're also opening up as an event space for people to use as well. So just trying to, cultivate a community as well as bring them in to, see what sort of products they have and the type of business that they're doing. And I love it. I mean, it's weird that I'm a little bit more nervous about CBD than I would be THC. But I think it's because I was explaining to someone, it's like when you drink a lot of coffee, and you feel dehydrated. That's how I feel sometimes, depending on what sort of CBD product I take. I've had some CBD waters that made me feel that way, where I was just whoa, I feel lightheaded, but this I love because I don't feel that way. Like you said, you're hoping or not hoping, definitely not hoping, but worried about experiencing anxiety and stuff like that. And when I went to originally try this, my fear was just that sort of body feeling that CBD can cause. And this was just a nice light, like you said, I kind of just eased into it. And I was also waiting oh my God, do I need to drink water? Do I need to eat something before I do this, whatever I need to do. And I didn't have that issue with here. So I love this as well. And again, we love supporting Black-owned businesses.
Yeah, that's great. Now I know they do edibles and tinctures and stuff. I'm going to check it out and hopefully.
Yeah. They're also relatively new too, founded in 2019. But they're doing some really great things in the cannabis space. I'm hoping, I haven't been out to their shop yet, but I'm hoping to head out there in the coming weeks and check everything out too. Because, they also have their merch bags, the totes. I have way too many totes, but I know that they do have some merch items as well, which I also really love. I think we have a t-shirt of theirs, which is the cotton is everyone on my team was oh my God, did you try that Brown Box t-shirt on yet? I was I did. And they're the softness. I was yeah, I loved it. It's one of my favorite shirts now. But have you been seeing, like, as far as products go, what products have you been seeing kind of pop up in the cannabis industry that, you've also been really vibing with?
No, really. I can't say that I'm like really plugged in enough to like see stuff like popping up.
Yeah.
For me, the sriracha was like a highlight, a big moment for me. And I went to that website and saw the honey, and that was really exciting. So yeah, I can't say that I'm like really plugged in very well for that.
So we're your plug, That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
So where can everybody catch up with you, though? Obviously, we're going to be chatting soon, but where can everyone find you online? Check out what you're doing, your merch. How can we find you?
Yeah, so to find me, you can go to our website, PhiladelphiaPrintworks.com. We're also on social media, so there's Instagram, we're at Philaprint, PhilaPrint. Same for Twitter, same for Facebook, wherever social media exists, we are there.
Pandora, all those things.
Spotify, like all the Tumblr, all the things.
Amazing. I love that. Well, Maryam, I'm super excited to chat with you and learn more about your background. Everyone else that's watching, you can obviously follow us at High On Feminism, also on all the things, and be sure to check out our episode coming out next week.